Hello everyone, coinmetallurgist here. Hope you're all doing well and having a great day. Today's a slightly different video that I'd like to share with you all. Today I'd like to review a book that I recently received. This book is titled Your Guide to the United Kingdom Decimal Halfpenny. And I'd like to let you all know that I received this book free of charge from the author. And additionally, if based on my review of this book, you're interested in this book, there is a link to the listing for the book on Amazon. That's an Amazon affiliate link. The way that works, if you click on that link and then purchase the book or any other item on Amazon, Amazon gives me a little bit of kickback. It helps support this channel. But let's get into my review of this book. I received it in the mail about a week ago. It's just under 100 pages, and so I've been able to go through it this week, and I've learned a lot. My two favorite parts of the book are probably the first quarter of it and then the end. But before I get into actually talking about what's in the book, I'd like to give you the description that the author provided me of what this book is. And so what he said to me is, the book is dedicated to the decimal halfpenny. It's fully illustrated with color photography throughout. The guide gives a historic overview of both the decimal and pre-decimal halfpenny. It also provides accurate descriptions of known varieties as well as expert guidance in grading as well as purchasing advice. So the first thing that I wasn't expecting in this book that I really liked is the first about 25 pages goes through history of pre-decimal halfpennies and the decimal halfpennies. And so just a couple things that I learned as I was going through this, and I put my little notes in here, is that when they first had halfpennies, kind of where it came from is them just cutting a penny in half, which is interesting. I didn't know that. Some other interesting things that I learned while going through there is about composition changes of the halfpenny during World War II. That's similar to how the U.S. changed composition of coins because different metals were needed for the war effort or different metals were harder to obtain. That happened in the United Kingdom also, and it talks about that. It also explains some things that I've noticed, like why there's so many British coins from 1967. It explains why the halfpenny needed to exist even after the decimalization, especially after the decimalization of the United Kingdom's currency. And it gives a really good perspective on kind of the thought of people in that transition from the older British currency to the decimalized currency. You know, from my perspective, many decades later, and never having lived in a world where I didn't use decimalized coins here in the U.S., like it seems like not like a straightforward makes sense to make that transition, but it gets perspective on why people were worried about that. The other thing I really liked in the book was I think why people mostly would be interested in this book is the descriptions of different die types and a few like with large images of the obverse and reverse of the coins to show the types, but then also when it goes through the varieties, it relates those varieties back to those die types. And so after going through this book, of course, I had to pull out all of my decimal half pennies and go through and see what types each of them are, or which varieties, excuse me. And so up here I have basically my circulated half pennies. I have a few proof ones that somebody pulled out of proof sets at some point, including this one, and then I have one in a proof set. So I have a total of 5 proof half pennies, and then I have a couple that I believe came out of uncirculated sets. The 1984 for sure, which you can see here. I was able to go through the book and attribute to which variety this is. And also, I believe my 1983 right here came out of a brilliant uncirculated, like a mint set equivalent. I know the 84 did because they didn't make 84s for circulation, and I pulled it out of the uncirculated set. the uncirculated set was in bad condition when I received it, and it didn't make sense to leave them in the holder, so I pulled everything out. But as it went through, especially the proof coins, I was able to go through and look at the bead sizes and where different letters lined up with either spaces in the beads, or if they lined up directly with beads, to determine what varieties, I keep saying types, what varieties these 4 proof coins that I have out of the proof sets are. And that's a lot of fun, because I didn't realize that was even, these different varieties even existed until I read through this book. And so as I get more of these halfpenny coins in the bulk world coins that I purchase periodically, I'm going to be looking for that to see if they are different varieties. And if I have more than, or if I have 2 that are separate varieties, I'll definitely keep the different varieties. So it was very entertaining for me to go through there. Again, especially the thing that I enjoyed was kind of like the history and perspective. And the author, Mr. Alistair Jones, he's intending to write a similar book for different denominations of the decimal United Kingdom coins. So it's going to be really interesting to have kind of this set of books that go through each of the different denominations and explains the history of them, explains the varieties, explains and things I didn't mention. It goes through grading of them also. It goes through like a buying guide from his perspective of this person that's an expert relative to me on these United Kingdom decimal halfpennies. So I appreciate the book. I appreciate the opportunity to read it and to gain this perspective, and I will certainly be referencing it in the future as I continue to collect coins. And I hope you all enjoyed watching this quick video, and please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you are interested. And as always, if you're interested in this book that I'm reviewing, there is the link to the listing on Amazon in the description below. Thank you all. See you next time.